So you guys see why Andrew Breitbart was so focused on the culture, because you see that they have a way, the cultural actors, whether it be a sports star, whether it be a movie star, they just have a way of changing the national conversation, even if they have nothing really to say other than gripe generically about what they've seen on MS Now or whatever is their favorite lefty Twitter account. That's what they do. It's destructive for the country. I think it cuts our national morale. And our establishment media is really the worst part of this. On the most recent podcast, I go on a pretty big rant about Eileen Gu, who is the Chinese, but actually American downhill skier who wins a lot of races. And she's a total prop set up by the Communist Party of China to try to subvert America. This is a person who grew up in the United States, benefited from the United States and our facilities and resources. She went to Stanford University. She might still go there. I'm not sure if she's done. And that she competes for China, where their human rights atrocities have been well documented, no better than any place as Breitbart News. We've done it the best. And yet she represents China, and the media not only treats it unquestioningly, they lavish praise on her. They put her on the cover of magazines. They're very enthusiastic when her downhill skiing goes well. People need to understand the point of the Olympics is not just about if you can slide a stone better than others, or if you can get downhill very quickly with some flips. All that's very cool. It's really about excellence. And it's actually, at its heart, the Olympics can be an extremely nationalistic exercise, which I like, because part of nationalism isn't just America first. America first is a huge component of it. America's an exceptional place. But we also believe a better way to organize the rest of the world is strong nations make good neighbors. People forget this, that there's another component to nationalism. It's not white nationalism. It's not America only. It's that the world would be better off if other countries were strong. And let's keep that in mind. And so one thing that does not make America strong is when other countries get to just claim our people and we treat it like that's a good thing, that Americans are competing for other countries. I don't think it is, and I think it's very important. The dual citizenship, the dual loyalty, we need to crack down on that. Peter Schweizer's on the show saying specifically that we got to end dual citizenship, and I'm all in on it. And this is why it's important to try to do the best we can to provide some counter narratives. I want to catch up a little bit on Kid Rock was out there making the rounds about the Super Bowl and the alternate Super Bowl halftime that Turning Point USA put out, big success. I got to cut it out. Let's play cut 9, please.
Wow, they're going to double down. And to me, it was kind of just like another middle finger to conservatives, to the MAGA, crowd, to my base, everything. If the NFL really wanted to, stick to its stated goals, they clearly want to go global. I understand that. Grow their business. Go for it. I'm not in agreement with it, but go for it. I mean, there's a band that's arguably the biggest band in the world that checks all their boxes right in San Francisco, and that would be Metallica. And there's also some great Bay Area rappers like E40 or Too Short. You know what I mean? So it's literally another thing too. When you look at all the performers they had, it's like literally okay to be this outspoken liberal. You still get to perform all this stuff. But on the other side, number one, if you're vocal like things with me, they don't want anything to do with you, but they want you to shut up.
It's actually great commentary. He totally nailed that. And I think he's right. And I think that Metallica's not right-wing people. I think they're left-wing people. Would any of you have been upset if you heard Metallica was doing the halftime show? Of course not. It's a great example. He pulled a great example there. I'm not familiar with Too Short, though. I got to admit. If I'm ignorant here, email me, aloha@alexmarlow.com to explain to me the virtues of Too Short. Sean, are you a big Too Short guy? You got to tell me, because Sean says he's a legend. So there you go. So Kid Rock is on this. Those are the exact right talking points. And I said this on this very show. I like that the NFL wants to be international. I think that's potentially a good thing. But if international is exporting America, not taking a guy who is boycotting doing shows in the United States of America, Bad Bunny will not perform in the United States of America aside from the Super Bowl because he does not like this country. And I played the CBS clip where the CBS reporter was saying it's because he thinks ICE is going to detain his fans. No, he was boycotting before the ICE stuff. The guy does a boycott because he does not like this country. He doesn't like it here. That's why he is very much emphasizing Paraguay, Uruguay, Canada. So we got to get that drop. We got to keep that Canada around, Sean, so we can play it from time to time. All right, let's continue to check in on our friends who are on the left, who are the enemies of ICE. Why not play this clip? This is the one that's been making the round. C-SPAN, LaMonica McIver, cut 7, please.
Let me ask you some questions that you may be able to answer. Mr. Lyons, do you consider yourself a religious man?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, yes. Okay, well, how do you think Judgment Day will work for you with so much blood on your hands?
I'm not going to entertain that question.
Oh, okay, of course not. Do you think you're going to hell, Mr. Lyons?
I'm not going to entertain.
Of course not. How many government...
The gentlelady will suspend. The gentlelady will suspend.
Mr. Chairman, I'm just asking a question. You guys are always talking about religion here in the Bible. I mean, it's okay for me to ask a question.
It's too good. It's too good. So it's the she thinks she's got him. He says, "Are you going to hell?" And then he says, "I'm not going to answer that question." She says, "Oh, of course not." You got to play along with me, the great LaMonica McIver. We got to make all these people famous. She's a New Jersey congresswoman, in case you guys were not familiar with her. Congresswoman McIver, I was not familiar with your game. That was really good. It's when did you stop killing everyone? So he's the acting ICE director at the moment, Lyons. So that's the whole point. Is it they hate the concept of enforcing our immigrations and custom laws. Do we have more from the clip? Let's play some more. That was it. Let's hear it again. I want to give some more insight.
Let me ask you some questions that you may be able to answer.
Pause. So she does the acts. You don't have to. So it's a flex to be able to not say the word ask. Just noting that. Go on.
Mr. Lyons, do you consider yourself a religious man?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, yes. Okay, well, how do you think Judgment Day will work for you with so much blood on your hands?
I'm not going to entertain that question.
Oh, okay, of course not. Do you think you're going to hell, Mr. Lyons?
I'm not going to entertain.
Of course not. How many government...
The gentlelady will suspend. The gentlelady will suspend.
Mr. Chairman, I'm just asking a question. You guys are always talking about religion here
questions
in the Bible. I mean, it's okay for me.
We're good. We're good. It's I want, this is the whole trick here. We've got to get Democrats to be able to have to defend this stuff. Like, I would like for all of them to say, in Democrat leadership and Democrat commentariat and people who fancy themselves intellectuals, that what do you think of this presentation? She intentionally is bastardizing the language. She is asking someone who is just trying to enforce our immigration and customs laws and is new to the job, whether or not that he is responsible for all sorts of deaths and if he knows that he's going to hell, as if she's the one who decides who goes to hell. That's the whole thing, the whole arrogance of this. It's just people of faith, I think, understand that one of the greatest mysteries of it all is that we don't really know the rules. They're in the Bible. That's the best we can do. And although the Bible doesn't say LaMonica McIver's in charge of who goes to heaven, who doesn't. So that's where you get your rules from. And I don't, the arrogance of it is pretty breathtaking, you got to say. But they really think they've got this talking point. They think this is essential to keep going after ICE. Let us play cut 4 with Hakeem Jeffries, please.
We've made clear that taxpayer dollars should be used to make life more affordable for the American people, not brutalize or kill them. That shouldn't be a controversial proposition. We know that ICE is completely and totally out of control. They've gone way too far, and they need to be reined in so that immigration enforcement in this country is fair, it's just, and it's humane. And the only way to bring that about right now is for there to be dramatic changes in the way in which DHS conducts itself before any funding bill moves forward on Friday.
So let me be clear, and I will speak in staccato tones to emulate Hakeem Jeffries, that what he wants is for ICE to get killed and to get murdered and to get run over with cars. That's what they're doing. They're normalizing a climate of violence against ICE. That's what he wants. He wants vigilante secession, confederacy, insurrection in our streets. It's precisely what he's calling for there. The idea that ICE, they don't think ICE has any right to exist. And they're standing on ceremony with this DHS funding measure where ICE is basically completely funded, but they're still trying to reduce funds as best they can because they feel like the more they reduce funds, it'll be some sort of a Pyrrhic victory for them. Pyrrhic or Pyrrhic? You can get that. You guys can correct me on email. But that's what they want. ICE is funded. ICE is going to be doing what they do. Tom Homan's in charge overall, and he knows what he's doing. So what is striking to me is that we focus on things that are non-problems, and yet we somehow gloss over some things that are truly outrageous, myself included here, putting a hand up. I did not spend time on the show talking about how insane it is that Ketanji Brown Jackson, the Supreme Court Justice, not only went to the Grammys, which I may have mentioned briefly, but she was cheering on as they were applauding anti-ICE hysteria. Play cut 6, please, of her
Senator Blackburn, Marsha Blackburn, has called for an investigation into your impartiality. So, do you have any response to that?
Well, I mean, when you are in public life, criticism, is part of the job.
Yes.
I'm sure all of you have faced it. Another part of the job, actually, my job, is public outreach and education. When the justices are on recess, which is what we are doing right now, we really have an opportunity to go out into the community in various different ways. I was actually in LA because of a moot court that I was doing at around the same time, and it's just so happened that I got nominated for this Grammy, and I was already going to be there, and I thought this is a great opportunity to highlight my work in this way and to see what's happening at the Grammys.
Well, what was happening is that they were saying stuff like F ICE and ICE out and all that, giving awards to Bad Bunny. Bad Bunny, did you guys catch in the Super Bowl where Bad Bunny presented his Grammy to some kid, just said to remind people he got a Grammy? The person with the most Grammys is like Beyonce or something. Actually, I think it's Alison Krauss, who's a great artist. But Beyonce's got 35 Grammys. Most of your favorite bands have never had a Grammy. So it's all pay for play. It's all cooked to try to get people to pay attention to it. But it's like Lifetime Achievement Awards for the people who make the most money for the most people. That's what it's about. But just to make the point, that the obvious point that I feel like I shouldn't need to make, but I should, the fact that a Supreme Court Justice of the United States is showing up at an event like the Grammys, reducing herself to that level, and then applauding along as they attack our immigration and customs enforcement, our own law enforcement, is completely insane. This happening in this country. She should be removed from office and impeached, but we know that's not going to happen, so I don't want to waste too much breath on it. But it is an outrage, and I feel like I had to identify it.